poppin', y'all? It's your girl Mickay. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to say I have missed you guys so much. School, work, being an RA, everything has like really picked up. It's midterms time, so your girl is busy. But I was like, nah, I gotta get some content out to y'all. So I'm so excited for this video because I feel like it has been in high demand. People are like, Michaela, when are you gonna put out school related videos? Like, come on, girl. So I got y'all. But before we do anything else, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below. What do you want to see next on this YouTube channel? What do you want me to like show y'all? Like, let me know. I'm really like here to build with you guys, and I appreciate your support so much. So as you can see by the title of this video, I am going to tell y'all how to get a 4.0 in college. In college, yes, it is possible. I will say, I want to make sure that the content that I'm about to give y'all can really utilize and, you know, study. Like when you're studying and doing your homework, you can really use to make sure that you do your best at whatever college, whatever university, or even high school that you're at. So I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible, but we're gonna cut this now because I'm gonna get to chit-chatting. So first thing I want to say though is if you see me looking at my laptop, it's because I got my notes here for y'all because, you know, your girl detail oriented, organized, okay? So for studying tips, I will say you should place a sticky note when you are reading content and you want to use a quote from it. And this specifically applies when you are writing an essay. So what I do is I put a sticky note right by the quote that I'm about to use, and I make a little note so that way I don't forget, because I don't want to get caught up in like, oh, I need to write this down, or I need to start typing my essay now, because you're gonna kind of get an unorganized essay. So take a sticky note, put it right under the line that you're going to use, and jot down like a word or two, or like a small little sentence. If it's about something in history, write maybe like the transatlantic slave trade or something, and be like, include this part, whatever, in the conclusion, or put this in the intro, or build on this with this other piece in the book, whatever it is. So really, I really think that you should utilize sticky notes when you are reading a book, especially if it's a novel, because if you're just reading, you're gonna lose like the information. It's just bound to happen. So if you're gonna write an essay on a book, use your sticky notes. The second tip is when you are studying for midterms, make a rough study guide at least 1 week before the exam. I truly believe in this. I know a lot of people cram for midterms and it works for them, that's great, but for me, I can't do that. My anxiety would be through the roof. So your girl has to study for midterms at least a week in advance. Like if it's hitting like 5 days, I'm like, what is going on? I'm all over the place, like So I really try to get a rough study guide done for the exam 1 week before the day of the exam, because I feel like it allows me to see all the information and it brings my anxiety down, because I'm like, okay, I'm seeing all this information now, like I'm not thinking, is this on the exam, is this on the exam, is this on the exam, because I have the content right in front of me. So to make that rough study guide just a week in advance, just so you know, like, okay, this is gonna be on the exam, these are the things I need to focus on. Like there's no like anxiety, like you're not anxiety filled anymore because like you can see it on the paper, you know what I'm saying? So make a very rough study guide, and when I say rough study guide, I'm talking like put the topic down, make some bullet points. Like, and when I'm doing this, I'm using the slides or whatever content my professor gave me, and I'm putting it into the study guide into much more condensed, shortened sentences, so that way it's like, okay, this means this and this is this, and like really trying to just match things quickly, rather than when they have those slides, they be writing novels, and I don't have time to study novels. I need to study condensed, like confined, specific, like to the point type of things, to make sure that like I understand everything and I'm not overwhelmed. And also, when you condense a large thing that your professor put, like you'll remember it more because you've now put it into your own words, like you have applied it to yourself, and you're not just reading or rewriting exactly what the professor has on their slides. So the next tip is to study with friends. I think that this is a really big incentive for studying or doing homework in general, because having friends there really helps. When you literally have 2-3 other people like sitting there literally doing work, I'm sure you're not just gonna sit there and like look in space. Like, you're gonna be like, okay, all these people have the same goal as me. They're trying to get a good grade on whatever it is that they're working on, and so am I. So let me sit here and do work too. So what I do is I reserve a room in Bopes, which is the NYU library, and I reserve it for 2 hours. Me and my friends, we set the time, we go, and like it is grind time in those 2 hours. I'm saying have friends there also who like will encourage you to do well. So I'm the type of friend when maybe my 2 other friends have like sidetracked and start having conversation, after like 5 or 6 minutes, I'm like, okay, y'all, the conversation needs to be done because we have things to get done. So to have like that type of friend who's gonna keep you on track is also really good. And I don't mean to study with friends who are just gonna be chit-chatting the whole time, because you will not be productive. So get some friends who you know that you guys will like sit down and do work together. They'll keep you motivated, and y'all got the same goal in mind, so everybody gonna do work. The next thing is kind of elementary or like childish, some may say, but it works for recall and it works for like testing. So using Kahoots and Quizlets, same as like using flashcards. When you like write down things, you're more prone to remember them than if you type it. So if you want to use Kahoot, Quizlet, or actual flashcards, do that. Put in especially if it's a vocab-based test, I think these really work very well. Put it in Quizlet, and there's a Quizlet app that you can download on your phone. So when you're on the train, when you're on the bus, when you're walking, well, not walking because you don't want to like trip or anything, but like when you're just around and like, you know, chilling, whatever, you can pull out your phone real quick, be like, ooh, do I know the definition to this word? Or ooh, do I understand this topic very well? And just quickly look at your Quizlet. And also, if you have Quizlet on your phone, right before you go to the exam, if you're like, shoot, I literally forgot what that thing means, look at your Quizlet real quick and you got it right there, right before you go into the exam, so it's fresh on your mind. And Kahoot is like a game app thing. It's very fun. I played it in my like literal class like just 20 minutes ago. The next tip is to spread out your studying, taking it one topic at a time. And this is why I suggest that you study at least a week before the exam, so that way you can see all the topics that you have to study and take it one chunk at a time, instead of studying 2-3 days before and you're cramming it all in, or even the night before, and you're just cramming all this information in. So taking it a topic at a time allows you to really like take in all the information for that one specific topic. And then if you have 6 topics on the exam, you've taken in fully all those 6 topics. So that's what I mean when I say a week in advance. And it might be more. Like if you have a exam that's cumulative for the year, like a final, I would say start studying at least a week and a half to 2 weeks before that exam. Not even studying intensely, but just be aware of those topics. Put it in the study guide. Like start writing things down, getting things together and organized on like what are you gonna look at to study? What are you gonna like, are you referencing the study guide? Are you referencing the slides? Do you have notes in your notebook? Like figure all that out to organize, how am I going to set up this study guide, or how am I going to write down these notes in a concise manner so that way I get it and don't feel so overwhelmed. And the last tip for studying tips is to study for 25 minutes and take a break for 5 minutes. And in this break, I mean fully take a break. Like close your computer if you have to, close your notebook if you have to, use the bathroom, drink water, go refill your water bottle, listen to 1 or 2 songs, depending, because some songs be long and that's just one, and really like take that break for yourself. I truly believe in like taking breaks when you're studying. Sometimes I really don't be wanting to, because I'm like, no, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. But that's usually when I'm like writing an essay or something, which is fine. But if you're studying for an exam, I really think small breaks you should really utilize them, and then you won't feel so like just done like at the end of it. You know, you'll feel refreshed every 25-30 minutes. You're up and, you know, trying to walk around, get your blood flowing again, trying to reset your mind, and just being present with the material. I know if I sit with material for too long, I will be like, bro, I don't need, at this point this is a whole different language to me, but you know it, but it's just because you've just been sitting in front of that same content for like an hour and a half. of course your brain is gonna be like, okay, you need to stop. Like, I'm tired. So take those quick 5-minute breaks every 25 to 30 minutes. I really recommend to kind of just refresh and get back into the zone. So the next tip, so this is tip number 2. Those are just studying tips. I know, weird, I'm sorry y'all, but I'm really just trying to be as detailed as possible. The next tip is to keep an agenda or a journal. I also will say to utilize Google Calendar. Google Calendar is my best friend. Like, it sends me notifications on where I need to be, what I need to be doing. I got a notification about 30 minutes ago to record because, like, it's just a constant reminder to do what I need to do. I feel like it's really easy to forget, especially if you have a really busy lifestyle. If you gotta be at 10 places, like, in one day, you're gonna forget maybe one place that you have to be at, but Google Calendar got you with that notification. And that's another thing about Google Calendar. You can have it on your computer, and there's a phone app, which I definitely have, so I would definitely say to utilize that. With the journal and agenda, on your first day of college, like on your first day of class, take that syllabus, take all those important dates, every date that says exam or quiz or paper, put it in your Google Calendar, put it in your agenda. You won't forget those dates after that first day. I promise you. Like, you will know, okay, I have an exam like around October 20 something. So then once like October starts, you gonna look in that agenda and be like, okay, yep, exam in 2 weeks, let's get it started. So I think that's really like a very useful tool about getting your syllabus on the first day and putting all those important dates right away so you have it in the back of your mind. Like, I have these exams coming up in about 5-6 weeks, so making sure to really pay attention to the content and just like you already know that you have exams coming. The next tip is to print 30-day calendars. So each month with major assignments like filled into them. So right now I have a whiteboard calendar. Let me go get it. So if you want to save paper and stuff, grab a whiteboard calendar. So this is my October calendar, and it is currently Friday. So what I do is I write the dates of every single day at the beginning of the month, and each day that passes, I erase that date because it's gone. The day is done. So tomorrow I know I have a program with my residents. Monday I have another program with my residents. Tuesday I have 3 exams. And then like all major things just in this calendar. So it's usually for like major thing like exam, if I'm on duty, if I have a program or something like that that I absolutely need to remember. Because I look at that board literally every day when I get up, like it's at my desk, I see it all the time. So it's really good to either have it printed out or to have a whiteboard like that where you can constantly, each month, you're just writing down major dates for that month. Next tip is to put your major assignments like exams and final papers in your phone calendar. So I don't know if you utilize like your phone calendar or Google Calendar, but either one, just put exam at least, I would say at least about 3 days in advance. So if you have an exam on the 22nd, put like math exam on Tuesday on like that Sunday or that Saturday. So that way you're not like, oh wait, I have an exam, and you'll get the notification that day. You want to get it a few days before, so you're like, okay, yes, the exam is coming and I know that and I'm ready for it and I'm preparing for it. The next tip is during the first week of classes, simply introduce yourself to your professor, whether that be in person right after class or via email. I know it can be really intimidating, especially if you're taking like a large lecture class. That's why usually if it is a large lecture class, I'll send an email. But if it's a smaller class, I just go up to the professor, hey, my name is Michaela, like nice to meet you, and that's it. There's no like, I just want them to put a face to the name so that way when I email them again, they know exactly who they're talking to. And if I participate, they'll know, okay, she participates, or she's been doing really well in class, maybe I can give her leniency or something, or if I ask for a extension on like a paper or something, they're more willing to give it to me because they know who I am, they know the work that I put in. And so like when they're getting these papers with just the name Michaela, like they can't, like who is Michaela here? But like if they know it's me, it's different, like they're putting a face, a name to a face, a face to a name, whatever. But just simply tell your professor your name. That's it. So the next tip is to sit in the first or second row, especially if you have a large lecture class. I find this to be very, very helpful. It keeps me focused. At NYU, I've had classes. I'm currently in a class as big as 180 students, and I know some pre-med students who have classes as big as like 300 to 400 students, and to me that's wild. But like, there are classes like that, and so you can get very distracted because you're like, oh, that person's on their phone, that person's on their laptop, why can't I be on my phone, why can't I be on my laptop? But if you're in the front row especially, you can't even see any other students. It's as if you're just with the professor in that class. But like, you literally don't even notice that there's so many people behind you, and you just pay attention, especially because you're in the front, so you're not about to be on your phone right in front of the professor, like, you know? So don't set yourself up and sit in the back. Like, try to sit in the front if you can. The next tip is to have one notebook for each class, and this is more so if it's a note-heavy class. So right now, I'm in 3 note-heavy classes and 1 not-so-note-heavy class. So for the 3 note-heavy classes, I have separate notebooks, and so it's for Portuguese, cognition, and advanced statistics. And I know that like in those classes I will have to take a lot of notes. I'll probably be rewriting my notes when I'm studying, when I'm trying to remember things. So I just get a notebook each, that way I don't run out of paper. Grab notebooks that are different colors. So I have a blue one, a white one, and a black one. So I know the white one is for stats, I know the blue one is for this class, and the black one is for, and just like, so you can just grab and go instead of like having 3 black notebooks and you have to constantly look like, oh, which class is this? Like, the next tip is to pack your backpack with all the things you need the night before. I think that it allows you to go to sleep well rested, thinking, okay, everything is literally ready for me in the morning. You can sleep like soundly, and you don't have to wake up earlier to pack your bag or like to get your things together because you already do that at night. It kind of just eases my stress. So like, I know that on Monday nights I'm packing things for Portuguese, for advanced statistics, and for cognition into my bag, because like in the morning I don't want to have to think, oh my god, I gotta get this notebook, I gotta like get all this stuff. You're just prepared on Monday night to just wake up Tuesday morning and you're ready to go. The next tip is to try and complete important assignments, and when I say important, I mean essays, papers, things like that, at least 2 days before. So if it's due on Thursday, have it done by like Tuesday night, so that way Wednesday you have the whole entire day to edit it. You can share the doc with a friend and be like, hey, can you look at this? It's due Thursday morning or it's due Thursday afternoon, and they have that whole day to, you know, look at it, and they're not like feeling rushed or anything. You can go, if you go to NYU, there's a writing center, you can go to the writing center on that Wednesday to get it read over, and then you have Wednesday night to kind of like do your last minute editing. So to have that like 2 to 3 day block where you literally are done with the essay, it's finished, but it needs to be edited, read over, maybe shared with someone else, like you have that time and they don't feel rushed if they're like helping you. Next tip is, when you don't need to stress, don't. This is advice for me. I really think I'm talking to myself right now, because I just be stressing myself out like literally all the time and I don't need to. So this doesn't even have to do with like doing well in school or getting a 4.0. Like in general, don't stress yourself out if you don't have to. And I really do believe like trying to get things done beforehand lessens your stress, makes you less anxious. You're like, okay, I'm on top of this. Like, this is done. I don't have to worry about this. Because like choosing to kind of push things off and procrastinate, like, yes, it'll happen. Trust me, it's happened to me. It happens sometimes, like, you know, but I try to get things done beforehand so that way I don't have to stress as much close to when it needs to get done. Especially if I have an exam, I'm not gonna study 2 to 3 days before that exam, because that's gonna stress me out, and I know that. So I'm gonna plan, okay, how can we start studying at least 5-6 a week, 5-6 days a week in advance. Figure that out for yourself so that way you can like lessen your stress. And you know, less stress, happy life, feeling good, feeling calm, like you just aren't so anxious. And in college, like, people really get very anxious, very stressed out, like get depressed. You know, there are so many ups and downs with like grades and tests and like trying to make sure that you like get this GPA or whatever. Like, try to lessen that stress as much as you can in any way that you see fit. And the last tip that I really want you to internalize and understand and know that you are human. Everybody makes mistakes, everybody messes up, everyone stumbles. Like, college is not this perfectly paved path where like it's 4.0 season all the time. Not for me, at least. It ain't 4.0 season all the time, like, trust me. And that's okay, like, but as long as you have the goal that is 4.0 season, at least you have that goal in mind. You have that mindset, like, I'm trying to do as well as I possibly can. But if you trip up and mess up, you get a B- or C+ on the exam, one exam, whatever, like, that's okay. Like, take it in, understand that that's what happened, and learn from that mistake, like, or learn from whatever it is that you could have done but you didn't do. College is quite the rocky road, I will say, and that tea will come in another video, but for now we will keep it to how to get a 4.0 in college. But for some inspo for anyone who is in school, whether it be high school, even if you're in middle school, elementary, whatever, college, you got this. You got this. You are on the road to that degree, the diploma, the certificate. It doesn't matter. Like, you are on your way there, and you are in the place that you need to be on the way there. So you are doing perfectly fine. Don't stress. You got this. Follow some of these tips if you have to. Like, let me know if any of them work out for you. Tell me down in the comments, what other tips do you have to offer to other people who are also in school? Like, let's survive this semester, this year, this entire 4 years together, y'all. Good luck on midterms, good luck on final exams, and keep pushing. You are where you need to be. You are there already at that school, so just keep pushing through. You got this. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.